Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the noise of the world? By the endless stream of opinions, the weight of expectations, the relentless pressure to keep pace? It may surprise you to learn that ancient Stoic philosophers more than 2,000 years ago wrestled with the very same emotions, the same questions of identity and purpose that we face today. It's remarkable, isn't it, that wisdom from a distant past can speak so clearly to the challenges of our modern world? In the moments to come, we will journey into the heart of the Stoic way of life, uncovering timeless truths that can help us navigate the chaos of the 21st century with grace, resilience, and a profound inner peace. Whether you are battling stress, searching for meaning, or are simply curious about a philosophy that has stood the test of time, you are in the right place. Together, we will explore how Stoicism is not just a collection of old ideas, but a practical guide to living more fully, authentically, and serenely. If you feel called to join this journey of self-discovery, we invite you to subscribe and stay with us, as every moment of our exploration is a deliberate step toward a more resilient and serene you. Number 1. Care less about people's opinions. Isn't it strange how easily we become entangled in the web of other people's opinions? We so often trade our peace of mind for the chance to fit into molds created by others. But let us pause and turn to ancient Stoic wisdom. Marcus Aurelius wrote of the futility of seeking external approval. He urges us to question that deep-seated desire to please, challenging us to break free from the chains of validation. It's a liberating thought, isn't it? To realize that the only approval you truly need is your own. Think of it this way. When you lay your head on your pillow at night, you are left alone with your own thoughts, not the thoughts of others. Why not then fill that space with reflections of your true self, your values, your actions? Imagine the freedom of being unapologetically you, unmoved by fleeting opinions or passing trends. This journey begins by understanding and reaffirming your core values. What do you stand for? When your actions align with your beliefs, you discover a sense of peace that no amount of praise can ever match. Moreover, when you embrace your own uniqueness, you attract people who value you for who you truly are. It becomes a matter of quality over quantity. A few meaningful relationships built on mutual respect are infinitely more fulfilling than the fleeting approval of the masses. Remember, opinions are just that, opinions. They are subjective, shifting, and often say more about the person who holds them than they do about you. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, true validation comes only from within, from a life lived in harmony with your principles. Number 2. Be honest. When we speak of honesty, our minds often go to the simple act of not lying to others. But Stoicism invites us to a much deeper understanding. True honesty is about aligning our external words and actions with our internal values. This alignment fosters a profound sense of integrity and wholeness. Imagine the peace that comes from knowing your actions are true reflections of your inner self, not mere performances for an audience. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic teachers, articulates this with striking clarity. He suggests that honesty is not just a moral virtue, but a practical one. Deceit is exhausting. It requires a constant effort to remember lies, to cover tracks, to live with the fear of being discovered. Honesty, by contrast, is simple. It is liberating. It frees us from the tangled web of our own making and allows us to live with clarity and ease. But the most profound transformation occurs within. Honesty shapes not only our relationships with others, but also the one we have with ourselves. When we are honest about our strengths, our flaws, and our desires, we create the space for genuine growth and self-acceptance. It is like clearing the clutter from our minds, making room for peace, understanding, and more authentic connections. Of course, embracing honesty requires courage. It means admitting when we are wrong and facing the consequences of our actions. But the rewards, trust, respect, and a clear conscience, are immeasurably greater. So, how do we cultivate this virtue? It begins with small, conscious acts. Practice transparency. Reflect on your day and gently acknowledge any moments of dishonesty. Ask yourself why. Every step toward honesty is a step toward a more serene and meaningful life. Number 3. Don't take things personally. We have all felt that sting, that sharp, immediate reaction when someone's words seem to strike at our very core. Seneca, with his deep understanding of human nature, reminds us to look beyond the surface. He suggests that when someone's actions feel hurtful or offensive, they are often a reflection of their own world, not a judgment upon ours. People act based on their own perceptions, their private struggles, their hidden histories. It is as if everyone moves through the world wearing a unique pair of glasses that colors everything they see, including us. Think of a time you snapped at someone or acted in a way that wasn't true to your character. Chances are you were dealing with something else entirely: stress, fear, or insecurity. If we can recognize this in ourselves, can we not extend that same understanding to others? This perspective shift is an act of empathy, yes, but Seneca would argue it is also an act of profound self-preservation. When we stop taking things personally, we release ourselves from the needless pain of believing every action is directed at us. It is like setting down a heavy burden you didn't even realize you were carrying. Suddenly, you can breathe more freely. So, how do we practice this, especially in the heat of the moment? It begins with a pause. In that moment, when you feel the first rush of hurt or anger, simply pause. Take a breath. Remind yourself of Seneca's wisdom. This may not be about me at all. This simple act can break the reactive cycle and give you the space to choose a more measured response. It is about building resilience. The more we remember that we never have the full picture of another person's life, the less power their words have over us. And when we do get hurt, because we will, we can see it as a practice ground for our principles. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this moment help me grow? By embracing this approach, we not only protect our peace of mind, but we open ourselves to more compassionate, meaningful connections. Number 4. Be patient. For Marcus Aurelius, patience was never passive. It was not mere waiting, but an active, mindful engagement with the present moment, whatever it might hold. To be patient was to wear armor against life's trials, transforming irritations into lessons of endurance. Think of being stuck in traffic. There is a certain freedom in accepting that you cannot move any faster than the car ahead. It becomes an opportunity to listen to music, to a podcast, or simply to the quiet of your own thoughts. The traffic itself does not change, but your experience of it is utterly transformed, turning a frustrating delay into a moment of peace. Similarly, when dealing with a difficult person, imagine responding not with irritation, but with patience. You grant yourself a moment to consider their perspective, to recognize that their behavior may stem from their own struggles. This doesn't mean you must accept poor treatment. It means you respond with a composure that often diffuses tension and leads to a better outcome. Patience, in the Stoic sense, is about embracing the flow of life rather than fighting it. It's about seeing the delay, the annoyance, or the obstacle as part of the path, not a detour from it. Every moment of impatience is a chance to practice, to deepen your resolve, and to cultivate a tranquil mind. How can we cultivate this in our daily lives? It starts with awareness. Notice when impatience begins to stir within you. Then, pause. Take a deep breath. Remember that countless others have faced far greater trials with patience and dignity. Another step is to adjust your expectations. Impatience often grows from the gap between our plan and reality. If we remind ourselves that we control only our responses, we can find peace in however life chooses to unfold. Begin to see each test of your patience not as a hurdle, but as an opportunity. Like a muscle, your capacity for patience grows stronger each time you choose it over frustration. And the rewards are immense: a calmer mind, less stress, and the quiet strength of a composed and thoughtful soul. Number 5. Be an example. Epictetus, who knew the depths of adversity, taught that philosophy is not something you merely discuss, it is something you live. To embody your philosophy is to let your actions speak far louder than your words. Imagine the ripple effect you can create by simply living according to your principles. When you show kindness in a difficult situation, others notice. It may inspire them to do the same. When you demonstrate integrity, refusing to compromise your values, you set a standard for those around you. And when you face adversity with resilience, your calm demeanor can be a beacon of hope for others who are struggling. How do we become this example? It begins with self-reflection. Take a moment to truly consider the values you wish to live by. Once you have that clarity, strive to align your daily actions with those principles. It's about making conscious choices that reflect who you want to be. To be clear, this isn't about achieving perfection. It is about the sincere effort, the striving to live by your ideals, even when it is difficult. And when you falter, as we all do, it is about owning your mistakes, learning from them, and moving forward with renewed resolve. Another key is consistency. It is not enough to do the right thing when it is easy or when others are watching. True character is revealed in the consistency of your values, whether you are in the spotlight or entirely alone. This consistency builds trust and respect. Let us take inspiration from Epictetus and strive to be living embodiments of our philosophy. Whether it is kindness, integrity, or resilience, let us bring these virtues to life through our actions. In this way, you become the change you wish to see, and your quiet example becomes a light for others to follow. Number 6. Tune out the haters. It seems that everywhere we turn, on social media, in the news, even in our daily lives, we face a barrage of negativity and criticism. It can be exhausting, but it does not have to dictate your happiness. Marcus Aurelius wrote of the inner citadel, a fortress of the mind that no external force can breach unless we grant it permission. This concept is incredibly empowering. You have the power to create and maintain a space of peace within you, no matter what storms rage outside. So, how do we keep our inner citadel secure? First, we must recognize what is within our control and what is not. We cannot control what others say or the harsh words they use, but we can always control our response. We can choose not to engage, not to internalize their negativity, and not to allow it to disturb our peace. Another powerful Stoic strategy is to reflect on the source of the negativity. Often those who lash out are grappling with their own pain or insecurity. Understanding this does not excuse their behavior, but it allows us to respond with a measure of compassion instead of anger. It helps us see their negativity as their burden to carry, not ours. Mindfulness is also a powerful tool. When faced with criticism, take a moment to simply breathe. Remind yourself that this is just a fleeting moment. It will pass. It does not have to define your day. And finally, consciously curate your world. Surround yourself with positivity. Engage with uplifting content. Connect with supportive people, and fill your environment with things that bring you peace. Tuning out negativity is not about building walls or becoming indifferent. It is about choosing where to focus your precious energy. It is about preserving your inner strength so you can face the world with grace. Number 7. be full of love. While Stoicism is often associated with stern rationality, at its core lies a profound capacity for love. Seneca teaches that love is not a passive feeling, but an active verb. It is a vibrant energy you contribute to the world, and it has a beautiful way of returning to you, often from the most unexpected places. But what does it mean to be full of love in a Stoic sense? It means approaching every interaction with a sense of goodwill and benevolence. It is seeing the shared humanity in everyone, even in those we find challenging. It means genuinely wishing for the well-being of others, regardless of how they feel about you. This is not always easy, but it is a powerful stance that can transform your life and the lives of those around you. To be full of love is also to practice forgiveness and understanding. We must remember that every person we meet is fighting a battle we know nothing about. By choosing compassion, we lighten both their load and our own. Moreover, Stoicism teaches that this love extends beyond our relationships. It is about cultivating a loving relationship with life itself, embracing its twists and turns with open arms. It is finding joy in simple moments, appreciating the beauty that surrounds us, and engaging with the world in a positive and meaningful way. How can we cultivate this loving approach? Start small. Offer a kind word to a stranger. Show appreciation to your loved ones. Practice gratitude daily. And when you encounter unkindness, try to respond with understanding. Remember, being full of love is not about ignoring the harsh realities of the world. It is about choosing to respond to those realities with love instead of fear. It is a courageous choice that leads to true contentment and connection. Number 8. Stop comparing yourself to others. How often do we find ourselves scrolling through the highlight reels of other people's lives, only to feel that our own falls short? The Stoics offer a powerful antidote. The only comparison worth making is between the person you are today and the person you were yesterday. When you truly absorb this idea, it is profoundly liberating. Imagine freeing yourself from the endless cycle of looking over your shoulder, of measuring your worth against the accomplishments of others. The Stoics remind us that your journey is uniquely yours, with its own challenges, triumphs, and lessons. By honoring your own path, you cultivate a sense of self-worth that is independent of external validation. How do we put this into practice? First, become mindful of the moments you begin to compare. Notice that twinge of envy or self-doubt. Acknowledge it, and then gently remind yourself, my path is different, and that is as it should be. Next, actively celebrate your own progress, no matter how small it may seem. Did you handle a difficult task? Did you show kindness when it was hard? Did you make time for your own well-being? These are victories worth acknowledging. Another powerful practice is to reflect on your personal growth. Look back at where you were a year ago or 5 years ago. Recognize the strides you've made and the obstacles you've overcome. And remember, the Stoics valued growth in wisdom, virtue, and resilience far more than material gain. So when you measure your progress, consider these deeper markers. Are you more patient than you used to be? More compassionate? More resilient? These are the achievements that truly reflect the growth of your character. Number 9. Cherish your loved ones. In the whirlwind of daily life, it is all too easy to become lost in the details, the endless tasks, and the pursuit of our own goals. But Stoicism, with its profound insight into the human condition, gently pulls us back to what is genuinely important, the connections we share with the people we love. While it champions self-discipline, Stoicism is deeply concerned with community. The Stoics understood that our time is finite, that every moment with those we love is a precious gift, not to be taken for granted. They encourage us to live in the present moment and to truly value the people who bring meaning and joy into our lives. How do we practice this when life becomes so demanding? It begins with a simple yet profound act, making a conscious choice to be fully present when you are with them. This means truly listening when they speak, offering them our undivided presence, and showing through our actions that they are cherished. Gratitude is another cornerstone. This isn't about grand gestures, but about acknowledging the small, everyday moments that truly define our relationships. A simple thank you, a heartfelt note, or a kind word can resonate with immense power, affirming the value of another person and the contribution they make to our lives. Then there is the expression of love itself, a language spoken in countless ways, unique to each individual and relationship. It might be the quiet gift of shared time, a steady hand during difficult trials, or celebrating joys and successes together. Love, in the Stoic view, is not passive. It is active and engaged. It is about showing up for people and being truly present in the moments that matter. Perhaps the most profound expression of all is making time. In the relentless current of our busy lives, it is all too easy to let our most vital connections drift, to assume that our loved ones will always be there. But the Stoic reminder of life's impermanence urges us to prioritize these relationships, to consciously carve out moments for those who matter most, even when 1,000 other things demand our attention. To cherish our loved ones is to recognize the irreplaceable role they play in the story of our lives, and to honor that sacred place with our time, our attention, and our affection. It is to build and nurture these bonds, knowing they are the truest source of richness and meaning we will ever find. Remember, the journey of life is not meant to be walked alone. It is shared with those we hold dear. Cherish every moment. Embrace every opportunity to show your love, and never underestimate the simple power of your presence. Thank you for joining us on Stoic Journal. It is an honor to be a part of your journey toward wisdom and inner peace. To continue this exploration, we invite you to watch one of the videos suggested on your screen. Together, let us cultivate a life of virtue, resilience, and deep connection. As we close this chapter, hold this thought. The wisdom of the Stoics is not an ancient relic. It is a living, breathing guide for navigating the complexities of the modern world. By embracing its teachings, you choose a path of growth, resilience, and profound inner peace. Thank you for being here, for taking this step toward a more mindful and meaningful existence. Your presence is what makes this shared journey so enriching.